Boy, we have a lot to talk about on this jam-packed episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. So, let's go and get to that freaking intro. What's up, Diecast Collectors? This is OBB, the Diecast News Guy, bringing you guys with a new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. I know, it's been a few weeks since I've done an episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, but I do apologize for that, guys. I've been running through a lot of computer issues lately and currently getting that issue resolved, so I apologize for the lack of uploads on this YouTube channel. So, I'm not dead, and I'm hoping not to be like that for quite a while, but yeah, just want to apologize for those delays, guys, but we're going to get things back on track with a new episode of the Diecast News, episode 226 for the final season of the Diecast News for anybody who's new to this channel. But yeah, guys, we got ourselves, the big three to be talking about, like we usually talk about here on the NASCAR Diecast News. That's the new release diecast, which includes new 164 releases, 124 exclusives, and we also do got some preview pictures courtesy from Lionel Racing's The Fix about the new Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE mold. So we do got new photos to be talking about that very briefly. We got ourselves 30 new pre-orders to be talking about, which you guys know me. We will be flying through those like it is nothing tomorrow, like a goddamn shopping list. And with every pre-order, we also got to talk about the nail in the coffin, guys. That is Cancellations. We got 7 new Cancellations to be talking about as well, and yeah, it's not looking good, especially for anybody who is a fan of the NASCAR Xfinity series, which surprised it's been a good season so far. I've actually been looking forward into it now. But anyways, guys, without further ado, enough of me just jibber-jabbing away. Let's go and kick off this new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, and let's get to that cheaply made slideshow so we can get on with our lives. Alrighty, guys, so welcome back, as now we're going to go and kick things off with the newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales, and, our one big favorite company who makes NASCAR diecasts, Lionel Racing. So we got 3 new 164s to be talking about. One of them is a 2019 release, and it is Kevin Harvick's 2019 Busch Harvick beer. Very interesting looking car that I believe he drove at the Dover playoff race. As you can easily tell that this is a playoff car with the green spoiler and the green splitter. But really cool that they decided to incorporate Kevin Harvick's name as the sponsor of Busch beer. That's pretty cool that they switched his name out. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I know the Harvick fans out there, the hardcore Harvick fans are going to love this car. And it kind of brings back like a throwback memory. If you guys remember, they used to make the little youth cars for like Brad Keselowski and Casey Kane and Harvick. Like, you know, all those guys who sponsored, you know, alcoholic cars back then. They made youth version of those cars. I think they even did it with Clint Boyer's a 5-hour energy car as well. So that's a nice little throwback, even though it's still on a base, because it is still a beer car. I mean, you can still see a beer can, but I kind of like that. It kind of mixes those two elements together, and it creates a very unique looking car. And I must say, I mean, I'm usually not a big fan of the green splitter or the spoiler on some paint teams, but this one actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, green does go well with blue. I mean, that's just my opinion. But really nice looking. But now to get on to some other Stewart-Haas related cars. These are actually some 2020 schemes, and both of them are not on the base, but here's a Kevin Harvick car that's, like I just mentioned, not on the base because it doesn't have any Busch logos on it. We got to talk about Kevin Harvick's Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches Ford Mustang for Stewart-Haas Racing. This is the scheme that he drove. I believe it's exactly just like last year's, maybe some slight changes to it, but still a nice looking car, guys. I'm hoping we can get this car in NASCAR Authentics for 2020, because we haven't had a Jimmy John's car released since his All-Star car, if I'm not mistaken, from 2018. So, plus, you know, the scheme does look really cool. I do like that a lot. I mean, can't go wrong with this one-of-a-kind paint scheme that surprisingly you don't really see. I mean, along with Hunt Brothers Pizza and this car and this sponsor, I mean, heck, this has been a very loyal sponsor, guys. It's pretty amazing that, you know, that this sponsor has been around that long with Kevin Harvick, along with Hunt Brothers and you know, Anheuser-Busch. So I mean, heck, when it comes to longtime sponsors, man, Kevin Harvick is the guy for sure. And speaking of more longtime sponsors, we got to talk about the Smithfield car. We got to focus in on the Smithfield, like my good buddy Dave Valand says, even though I've heard that saying so many goddamn times now. But yeah, the Smithfield car, guys, for Eric Almirola, the 2020 variant. Same scheme as last year, but as you guys know, that this is the 2020 car, as you can tell with the NASCAR Cup Series logo right there on the right underneath the A-pillar. So still a nice looking paint scheme. I do like that a lot. It doesn't look like I'm trying to, I mean, I believe the 10 does have the gold metallic finish to it. You know, the little sparkle metallic finish to it, because I mean, it was like that in 2018 and 2019. So I can't tell if that has it or not, but I mean, heck. But one thing I will say, though, that this car does match well with the box, the new boxes that we got for 2020, so I find that a really cool find. But that's going to wrap up on the 164s, guys. Probably the shortest 164 bit I ever did for this season. But now to count to some 124 exclusives, and all these diecasts I am talking about right now are currently, by the time I upload this video, only available in the 124 scale, guys, whether it's the ARC or the Elite versions. But the 164 versions of these cars have not been made, and I don't know, we'll just see if NASCAR Authentics will change that. But for now, these are strictly 124 exclusives. So the first one up, we got to talk about Tyler Reddick's 2019 Gimme Radio Kill Switch Engage Chevrolet Camaro for the NASCAR Xfinity Series for Original Racing. So, Tyler Reddick, your two-time Xfinity Series champion. He drove this car at the, I believe this was the Richmond race, if I'm not mistaken. The Richmond playoff race, as you can tell, with the red spoiler and the red splitter. Really nice looking paint scheme, guys. I probably prefer this car a lot more than the Megadeth car, which that car is pretty rare now. I mean, that car is considered a promo. I mean, this one was, I mean, I think this car was sold out as well, if I'm not mistaken, on Plan B sales. Yeah, I mean, I am a big rock head, and I do like some rock bands. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with Kill Switch Engage. I wouldn't really say I'm the biggest fan, but I know who they are, along with Megadeth. I mean, if you're a rock fan, you should know who the hell Megadeth is. I'm just saying. But I really do like this paint scheme, guys. I believe it's supposed to incorporate their newest, this paint scheme is supposed to represent Kill Switch's newest album. I believe it's called Atonement, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool. I mean, kind of a creative idea as well, that, you know, because my God, man, I mean, there are a lot of album covers that I do like. I mean, Race 2011 could back me up on this, because, you know, he's the big music head. But, heck, if you guys love your rock music and Tyler Reddick, this is a great car to get, especially if you're a big fan of Kill Switch Engage. I mean, feel free to comment below, guys. I mean, heck, comment below if there's any rock bands that you guys listen to. I mean, I'm always curious, because, you know, that's the only genre of music I do listen to, if you guys are wondering. I mean, so, ain't no country up in here, just saying. But But yeah, that's hopefully if you guys can get that car. I mean, it has been selling out like crazy. Another car that is strictly sold out, but I'm hoping to get it courtesy of my buddy CSO Diecast, a great diecast dealer to check out. I'm planning to order this car very soon from him. We have talking about Martin Truex Jr.'s 2019 Bass Pro Shops Las Vegas playoff win for Joe Gibbs Racing. So my God, this is a beautiful car, guys. I mean, a lot of people don't like the confetti on this, but I don't care, man. That confetti looks really cool. I like the black and the yellow confetti. I mean, another diecast with that color combination of confetti looks really cool. And plus, I mean, it's I don't know, just a really nice looking car, guys. I mean, the Truex race wins for 2019 have been selling out like crazy, even for the ARCs. So, I mean, I definitely encourage you guys to get this car because I think it is, I mean, as you can tell, as I just said, it's currently sold out on Plan B sales. So, it's quite the hot seller. I'm not saying that from the weather from Las Vegas, but it is a great looking car. But now time to talk about some Ross Chastain trucks, guys. We got two of them, and I believe these two were also sold out. So, I mean, heck, these diecasts are going to be a bitch to find because, my God, they are selling like hotcakes. But here is a throwback truck of Ross Chastain's 2019 JW Hunt Nice Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado truck. And that he drove at the Eldora race, guys. And I believe this is also a throwback to, ironically, a dirt racer as well, a late model driver as well, who's actually in the Hall of Fame for late models, Jack Hewitt. So if you guys might know your dirt history, Jack Hewitt is, got to be up there in the brains. But I mean, heck, I really am digging this, guys. I believe they did make a 164 version, not this truck, but the Jack Hewitt car that this throwback is supposed to represent. Because I did some little research on that before I talked about it for this episode. But yeah, I really like that, guys. Definitely has a cool throwback vibe, and any Jack Hewitt fans out there are probably gonna like that diecast, since it is a throwback diecast. And really see throwback diecast when it comes to the trucks. So I mean, that's cool that they did that. So that'd be a great addition to go along with that. But now time to talk about a very basic paint scheme that did one at Pocono, guys. Ross Chastain's in his number 45 Baja Acrylite Chevrolet Silverado for the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Very basic looking paint scheme. It's probably the most basic raced version for Ross Chastain. I mean, we've had a lot of cool race wins for Ross Chastain, but this one is very basic looking for a very basic, boring track like Pocono. I mean, I'm just saying, but still is really cool. I mean, I'm sure if you guys read that Pocono race, this is an automatic get to get. I mean, even though it's a basic paint scheme, I mean, I'm really surprised this car got made. But I mean, it's still nice. I mean, the Ross Chastain, we've had a lot of Ross Chastain trucks that have been released, but it's probably my least favorite compared to all the other ones that we've got, but it's still sold out. So, I mean, I guess, the Ross Chastain fan base is definitely growing. Now we also got to talk about Matt Dean Burrito, guys. Matt Benedetto in his number 95 Barstool Sports 124 scale card that he drove at Las Vegas. And, Barstool Sports, I mean, they have a big following, so of course this diecast was going to sell out. It's a shame they got canceled in the 164 scale because I thought there was going to be a lot in demand with Barstool. As you know, they definitely have helped out getting a lot of fans and new fans into NASCAR, which I do appreciate that. I mean, it was controversial at first, but I think they have maintained their welcome very well in NASCAR. So, plus, the president is Barstool Sports is quite the character. I will say that. I admire his honesty of just saying whatever's on his mind. So I live by that motto every day. So, but yeah, a very unique looking car, guys. I mean, this car definitely screams out America. I mean, besides that yellow number, but I mean, I do like that a lot. It's really nice looking diecast, especially for the Dean Burrito fans out there. And now the final truck to be talking about, and I did said truck. This is going to be a nice throwback car. And I know my good buddy Dave Land actually, I believe, wants to get this car. I meant truck. Well, there I go again. I knew it was going to happen eventually, right? We got to talk about Ben Rhodes' Haviland, number 99 Haviland Ford F-150 truck that he drove at, I believe, 3 races, if I'm not mistaken. Pocono, Eldora, and I want to say Michigan, possibly. But my God, any longtime NASCAR fans, especially growing up in the 90s and the 2000s, will recognize this sponsor. I mean, the Halloween sponsorship is back in NASCAR. That is really cool. And plus the red rims are a nice addition to go along with this. I probably might get this truck, guys. I mean, this is really nice. I mean, I do see it getting released in NASCAR Authentics because, you know, Door Sport trucks have been very easy to acquire in the retail line for NASCAR Authentics. But I don't know. I really am digging this truck, guys. I mean, if I do end up seeing this at the Motorsports Show, the Syracuse Motorsports Show, which is coming up this weekend, I might pick that up. By the way, if any of you guys are in downtown Syracuse, feel free to stop by at the Motorsports Show. I will be there Sunday, so yeah, right when they open up. So if you end up seeing a guy that looks like this in any way, shape, or form, don't hesitate to say hi, because, you know, I don't bite, and I'm actually a, you know, somewhat normal guy, so. But for real though, guys, I mean, hope you guys are gonna go and check that out for anybody who lives around the area. But yeah, I'll probably post an update about that on my social media around this weekend. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up on the 124 exclusives, guys. And now we gotta look at some preview pictures that Lionel posted on their latest episode of The Fix. By the way, Wave 1 of NASCAR Authentics 2020 still hasn't been announced, so Lionel being behind, what else is new? But we got some preview pictures to be talking about, but first, we gotta give a quick shout out to Plan B Sells on Instagram and Twitter, and they also have Facebook as well, but most importantly, gotta credit them on their Instagram post because they ended up posting a prototype picture of one of their trucks that they sponsored at the Phoenix race from last year in the Gander Door Truck Series, and it is Ty Majeski's 2019 Plan B Cells truck. And might I say, guys, this is really cool, and this is the 2019 variant because as we all know, Natalie Decker is in the 44 truck for this year with Ty Majeski in the 45. But really cool. I am digging that Plan B Cells is stepping up their sponsorship. They're sponsoring a lot more cars, but keep that sponsor in mind, guys, because we do have another Plan B Cells car to be talking about on the pre-orders. So Plan B Cells, man, I mean, that there's a collection, there's a diecast collection growing for the Plan B Cells cars, and that's really cool. I mean, I always love when there's like a diecast related sponsor that's in, you know, I mean, that's just cool, man. We already had Line R Racing sponsor Noah Gregson and Far Out Toys with their Adventure Force lineup, and now we got Plan B Cells continuing their sponsorship, not only the truck series, but also for the other two series as well. So I do love that a lot. But really nice, guys. I mean, I'm showing you guys, you know, both the front, both views of this truck, and heck, for a prototype, it does look pretty damn nice. So I mean, good job for that. And once again, shout out to Plan B Cells on Instagram for those photos. Gotta give quick shouts to them because, you know, they do sponsor that truck, so it only makes sense. But now it's time to look at the preview pictures that Lionel posted, and it's about the new Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE mold. That's a mouthful to say, but I mean, not too many people are going to notice the differences. I mean, the only big difference about this mold is that, you know how the old Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 mold, it had that pointy nose in the front? Well, it's more rounded off now, so that's basically the big difference. But it looks like it's helping out because the Camaros have been pretty fast this year, guys. Plus, they already got a win at Fontana, which we'll be talking about in the pre-orders related to Alex Bowman. But here we guys go. We got to talk about Tyler Reddick's. This is a car that I already talked about on the Season 10 premiere of the NASCAR Diecast News. The Tyler Reddick Caterpillar car. Still a nice looking diecast. I mean, we have a much more closer look of the front end, as I'm showing you guys right there. I just showed you guys the driver's side view, but now here's the front end. So I mean, you'll have to really look where the Chevrolet Camaro logo is to notice that it's more rounded off. And then going on the back, guys, of course, we do get the updated taillights as well. They've had those updated for quite a while, but some people might not realize that until now. And it does have the rookie stripes on that, so I do applaud Lionel for that. Although I'm not liking the decal quality on this as well, as you can see. I mean, it's literally paint chip heaven. Let's do the work. Yeah, I mean, clearly Lionel can't do the work with this diecast. But it is a prototype, but no Lionel. I mean, heck, prototypes don't mean jack shit. I mean, their quality's still going to suck no matter what. But now here's also Chase Elliott's Mountain Dew Zero Sugar car. Here's the front end view of this car. This is the car that he drove at the Busch Clash, if I'm not mistaken. Really cool. And I finally tried Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, and I must say, it doesn't taste too bad. I can't really explain it too much because it's been a while since I drank soda, but I finally caved in. Plus, I need some caffeine before I made this video. Otherwise, I'd be a freaking Walking Dead zombie, so... But here's also the driver's side view of this car, and Lovely camera work right there, Lionel. I mean, I can barely even see the top portion of this car, so my God, they can't even get camera angles right when it comes to that. Well, no, still better than Fox Sports, am I right? But still really nice regardless. But if you guys notice, we do not have the window banners yet on this. I mean, if you look closely, there's no Cup Series logo on the front windshield, so it is a prototype. But I mean, heck, I mean, I'm still a little concerned of whether we're going to get those or not, but Lionel did confirm it, but I just don't know exactly when it's going to happen. So still going to have inaccurate diecast for now, but is what it is. I mean, as you guys take a look, we also do got that big spoiler. Well, we got like a somewhat big spoiler on, well, Lionel didn't provide a back bumper view of this. I mean, consistency at its finest when it comes to Lionel. But here's the passenger side view of this car, which, you know, does look really nice. That's all I gotta say about that. I mean, really sharp looking paint scheme. And now we also got to talk about, for the final preview picture, we got to talk about William Byron's Exalta Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. So, I mean, this is a really cool, I mean, this is a classic paint scheme that William Byron drives. I mean, the classic flames and the blue looks a lot more brighter on this, guys. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but I am digging that. I mean, definitely reminds me of Jeff Gordon's paint scheme a lot, even though this is Byron's. But here's the back bumper view of this, and it looks like the camera's not even that focused in. Holy crap, Lionel. God. Godly almighty, they need to hire someone better to do these prototype pictures, because, my God, that's that's just bad. And here's the passenger side view of this car. I mean, it's still pretty nice regardless, what's to say. But hopefully the quality will be better, but no Lionel. Probably not going to mean anything. But now it's time to get our breaths into a deep one, because we got to talk about 30 new pre-orders for this episode of the Diecast News. And feel free to follow along just right, because you know me, if you guys are new to this channel, I go by through these pre-orders like a freaking madman, because as much as I would love to talk about pre-orders for the next hour, we just don't have the time. I mean, I have a very restricted time constraint when it comes to make these Diecast News videos. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and zip my lips and just unfold of what these new pre-orders are going to be offered. So, like we usually do, we do go in numerical order, but I'm going to talk about all the latest race versions that we got, that we have to talk about, because, you know, I haven't uploaded a new Diecast News video since the Daytona Speed Weeks and the Daytona 500. So, speaking of Daytona, guys, we got to talk about this driver right here. He was also on the newest episode of Lionel Racing's The Fix, and that was really cool that they interviewed him, and glad he's getting the recognition that he deserved. This guy almost won the truck race! Almost won the truck race, just by that much. I think it was like the closest finish in the truck series, or the second closest finish, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the closest finish, if I'm not mistaken, in the truck series. But we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan Anderson, and his number 3 K-Seal Chevrolet Silverado truck. This is going to be offered in diecast form. Finally we got this available in the diecast form, guys. But don't miss out on this. Pre-order this diecast, because not only we're getting a Jordan Anderson diecast released, it's going to be a freaking raced version truck, man. Oh, I just love it. Not a race win, but a raced version. So, my God, if we can get this truck produced, guys, that would just mean awesome. That'd be freaking awesome, because, man, Jordan Anderson is such a cool guy. I mean, very fan-friendly, and, I mean, and you can tell, you know, he wants a diecast produced. Even if it somehow gets canceled, I think he will still buy some of these cars and get them produced and probably put up on his website. But let's not think of the negatives, guys. Let's get this truck on the made, guys. Let's do it. I mean, let's get all the diecast fans come together and just let's get it made, because we've been demanding for this truck to get released. So don't miss out, guys. Pre-order this sucker right now at any of your local diecast dealers, or Plan B sales, or Lionel Racing. But now, enough of me talking about that and getting you excited over a freaking truck. We got to talk about the NASCAR Xfinity Series, guys, of what happened at the Fontana race. Now, unfortunately, they did, well, let's just say Chase Briscoe got it done with this car. But what a big fail for Lionel, and they confirmed this on the Lionel Racing forum that they are not going to be offering his Auto Club race to win. Now, that's pretty bad. I mean, they didn't offer his Iowa win from last year, but they did with his Charlotte Roval win from 2018. But they are offering the standard version of the car that he won and drove at the Las Vegas race. So, Yeah, guys, the Las Vegas race. So, yeah, the Ford Performance race. That's a Las Vegas or Auto Club. My bad. I have like so much stuff to talk about, so I mean, my mind's already going through a freaking roller coaster. But hey, you know, whatever though. But yeah, I mean, what a fail for Lionel, guys. What a big fail that they decided not to offer the race version, the race win diecast for Chase Briscoe at Las Vegas. But whatever though, is what it is. Hopefully this diecast will get made. I do like this car a lot. Looks really cool. Chase Briscoe, man, it's got a lot of cool looking paint schemes this year, guys, and that's cool they brought this car into Victory Lane, but it's only gonna be offering the standard version, guys. So his Ford Performance Racing School car is available for pre-order in both scales. And to top it off at Las Vegas, we gotta talk about the guy who has won the Las Vegas Pennzoil 400 race for the second year in a row. It's the Pennzoil car, and no, it's not Ryan Blaney, even though Blaney was so close to winning that freaking race. We gotta talk about Joey Logano's Pennzoil car that he drove and won for the second year in a row at the Pennzoil 400. So yeah, I mean, cool looking diecast. I mean, a lot of people. I'm starting to dig this new paint scheme change that they did for the Pennzoil scheme. It looks really cool. I wish they changed Ryan Blaney's Pennzoil car because I still don't really like that paint scheme. It's just so tacky looking. I mean, it's grown on to me. He won in that paint scheme before, but just my God, but. This diecast looks really cool, and I'm sure it's going to get made, especially for the Logano fans out there. Even though this win wasn't that popular, but heck, there's the fan base out there for the 2018 Cup champion. But now we got to talk about Auto Club, guys. We got to talk about what happened at Auto Club, and you know, that was a pretty exciting weekend. Well, we got to talk about Harrison Burton, guys. He got it done in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and finally got his first win in the Xfinity Series, and probably one of many more to come. In his Dex Imaging Toyota Supra. Yeah, this car is available for pre-order in only both 124 scales, so not going to be offered the 164 scale. We really see NASCAR Xfinity diecast, especially for race versions, released in the 164 scale. We rarely do, with the exception of the Daytona race wins. But yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, it might get canceled because, you know, keep this guy in mind because I did mention we do got some Xfinity cars that are canceled, and I might be hinting that this could be one of them. So, I mean, just saying, you know, I still think this car might make it, but with the results I got from the cancellations, I don't know, man. It's going to be a little tough, but hopefully there's the fan base out there for Harrison and the Burns, because, my God, this was a very popular win for many. And speaking of popular wins, we got to talk about Alex Bowman, guys. He finally got that second Cup win, and it came at Fontana out of all the places, guys. His Auto Club race win that he won with the Cincinnati Incorporated paint scheme. What a great looking car, guys. And it looks like it's going to have the blown out quarter panel just like the Chicagoland race win. So now that makes it 2 now for Alex Bowman. I know my good buddy Lil Wrangler 3 is going to be really excited to get this diecast because he is a Alex Bowman fan, along with Danny B Talks as well. So shout out to both those guys because they are Alex Bowman's fans. But my God, what a great looking diecast, guys. It's going to look really cool in diecast form, and because my God, if there was already a lot of hype with the Chicagoland win, my God, people are going to be talking about this paint scheme, I tell you that. And plus, it might even extend Alex Bowman's contract with Henry Motorsports because, you know, a lot of people are saying he might not be with Henry Motorsports that long, but this will probably shut up all those haters now, considering that he just won. So Alex Bowman, I believe, has stayed his welcome with Henry Motorsports, and can't be more proud. Gotta love that kid. But now, time to go to the lightning round, guys, as we just wrapped up all the race versions and race wins that we covered in 2 weeks. But now, let's get on the ball, guys. So keep up. We got to talk about these other 25 pre-orders, and I'm going to be going through them like it is a freaking marathon. So here we guys go. We got to talk about Michael Nett's number 1 All-State Parts and Service Group. Same scheme that he's had throughout his career in NASCAR. So it's available for pre-order in both scales. We also got to talk about Haley Deegan's 2020 ARCA Monster Energy Ford Fusion. This car is only going to be available in the 124 scale, but ironically that this car is going to be on the wrong mold. As you can tell, that it's not going to be on those, it's not going to have the huge spoiler on it. So, I mean, the mold is going to be inaccurate, yeah, which is disappointing, and it's going to be mounted on a base because, you know, it's a Monster Energy car. I mean, that's just the time we have, guys. Even though Monster Energy is not sponsoring the NASCAR Cup Series anymore, we're still going to have, you know, the little stupid bases with the triangular screws and the glue over them, which, you know, God bless for any people out there who have to go through that, because honestly, I would just throw that shit through the window, because that is just too much work for a die cast that you're paying for almost $60 or $70. I mean, Jesus, just not worth the time and effort. I mean, unless you get the time and effort, but clearly I don't, or the patience. I'm really running out of patience when it comes to line now, so what else is new though? But that's available for pre-order, guys, and the 124 scale. We got some Jeff Burden. I didn't say Jeff Burden. I mean, that guy is long retired. Jeff, like Jeb Bush. Jeff Burden in his LS tractor Chevrolet Camaro. That's one of his primary schemes that he's been driving, same as last year's, but hopefully it'll get made again. And this is a brand new pre-order that just showed up by the time I upload this video. We got this is the car that he's gonna be driving at New Hampshire for the Xfinity Series, his Rocky Roads car. So really cool. Kind of ironically, I mean, every time I think of Rocky Road, I just think of the freaking ice cream. But clearly, this is not an ice cream related car. But God, now I want ice cream now. Damn it, Rocky Road. But that's well for pre-order. We also got to talk about Tyler Reddick's Caterpillar Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. This is the Caterpillar Mini Min Expo. Oh, Mine Expo. Holy crap, I can't read. This is the Caterpillar Mine Expo that he'll be driving at the Las Vegas playoff race. Kind of early to already announce that, I mean, but who knows, if Tyler Reddick actually makes the playoffs, then this diecast might be updated with the playoff green and the playoff spoiler, but so far, pretty early to tell right now. I mean, we're still very early on the season. I don't even want to mention that freaking P word, but no NASCAR, they're like, oh, you won a race, you're in the playoffs. Who gives a rat's ass? It's the start of the season. I don't care about the playoffs, guys. Godly. That's just my only gripe when it comes to that, but really cool. And we also got Noah Gregson's number 9 nationwide Children's Hospital car. So even though Nationwide has left sponsorship with Henry Motorsports and the NASCAR Cup Series, they're still sponsoring Junior Motorsports, which I find pretty interesting. You know, they've been a long time sponsor with Dale Jr., so it makes sense for them to sponsor the Nationwide Series. Well, not Nationwide Series, the Xfinity Series. My God, they already got me confused of what series I'm talking about now. Clearly, they are not on my side, if you get my reference. But, yeah, really nice looking diecast. That's available for pre-order. We also got to talk about, you know how I said Noah Gragson is the diecast driver? Well, this further proves my point. He's going to be sponsoring Plan B sales now, guys. So, I mean, this guy has literally sponsored every single diecast sponsor known to man. With Lionel Racing and NASCAR Authentics, that he's going to be driving at the Roval Race, and sponsoring Adventure Force, which is Far Out Toys, you know, the new competitor for NASCAR Diecast. And now, Plan B sells. So what can I say, man? This guy just... clearly, he likes his diecast, because he's been getting those diecast sponsors like it's nothing. So, really cool. I think he's driving this car at the Bristol Xfinity race, if I'm not mistaken. So, really nice. But now we got to talk about some Kobe Bryant tribute schemes, which I know these two are going to be very popular. We got to talk about Ryan Blaney, guys, and his body armor Kobe Bryant tribute, which I believe all the if you guys pre-ordered both these diecasts, well, for the body armor Kobe Bryant tribute, all the profits and proceeds will be going to the Mamba on 3 fundraiser, which, you know, that's, if you guys know, Mamba is, you know, is related to Kobe Bryant's. That's, you know, one of his mottos and memos that he's always had. And, you know, God bless all those people, you know, who unfortunately got into that plane tragedy, including, you know, Kobe Bryant and his and one of his daughters. So just, you know, very unfortunate. But we got ourselves some really cool looking paint schemes to represent that, because, you know, Kobe Bryant's one of the best you know, he's far from the best. He's like a legendary basketball player. I mean, I don't know too much about the NBA and basketball, but, you know, I do know who Kobe Bryant is, and it's a shame with what happened, but my God, that's just such a cool looking paint scheme, man. That's cool that Body Armor did that, because Kobe Bryant was actually a ambassador and a marketer for Body Armor, so that's pretty cool that they did that. I mean, really nice looking paint scheme. Almost won at Fontana, guys. Almost won in this paint scheme. But another car to be talking about to go along with this, we got, you know, the Legendary 24. And I'm not related to Jeff Gordon. I'm talking about, that's one of Kobe Bryant's legendary numbers, along with 8 So that is really cool. I mean, a lot of people were wondering if they were going to change the font of this car, guys, but they didn't. But still was really cool that Axalta did this, and pretty appropriate that they ditched the flames on that, because not appropriate to have the flame paint scheme on this car, you know, for obvious reasons. Not going to go any further details on that, but you guys might know. And all the profits and proceeds are going to be going to the After School All Stars, which is, you know, an organization that Kobe Bryant was an ambassador and founder of. So, well, not founder, but an ambassador. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool that, you know, all those proceeds are going to be going to those organizations. So, you know, makes a big difference when it comes to that, because that's just an unfortunate tragedy that we had. And just, my God, beautiful looking paint schemes, guys. I mean, definitely are going to be the two best looking paint schemes so far for 2020, guys, when we look back on the paint schemes for 2020. But yeah, both those cars are available for pre-order. And now we got to talk about some trucks that were, well, one of them was already announced when it came to Daytona Speed Weeks with the Grand Infigure raced version. You know how I said that ThorSport was celebrating the 25th anniversary, and we were planning to get probably a we were planning to get like a set of diecast to get released. Well, here are the other three, guys, for ThorSport in honor of their 25th anniversary. Here's Johnny Sauter's 10 to heel car. As you guys can tell, all these trucks I'm showing you guys have a special finish to them. I don't know if it's actually gonna be a special finish or not, but I mean, it with the silver looks really cool. I mean, could you imagine if the silver is reflective or chrome? That'd be pretty cool. But no lie, no, they might screw that up. But really nice that they did that. I mean, that these are the trucks that they only ran the Daytona race, so really cool. I mean, that'd be cool if they ran these as primaries for the 25th anniversary of ThorSport. But we also got Matt Crafton's mold armor Menards Ford F-150, so really nice. And we also got Ben Rhodes as well, and his number 99 Carolina Nuts Food Lion Ford F-150. So all three of those trucks, along with the Grand Infigure Champion raced version from Daytona, are all available for pre-order. So get them while you can, guys. We also got Ty Dillon's 2020 Geico Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. Brand new looking paint scheme for this car, and you know, very sharp looking, guys. I do like this new paint scheme, and heck, that's gonna be a great looking diecast to get. We also got Clint Boras, a Blue Death Ford Mustang, which, you know, I mean, some slight differences in the paint scheme, but, you know, yeah, it looks like there's some slight differences with this car. It looks like there's a lot more white on this, or they cleaned up the paint scheme a lot more. But, my God, this car needs some contingencies, because there's just, I mean, just looks so basic, but still really cool. We also got Christian Eckes in his number 18 Safe Life Autoglass car. This is the first KBM truck that we got released in 1/64 scale for 2020. So that is really cool. My God, guys, I mean, it's a shame we didn't got Harrison Burton's truck or Dale Gregson's truck in 1/64 scale from last year or 2 years ago. But we finally got it done, guys, and it's available for pre-order in both scales, guys. So that's really cool. But the next three we're going to be talking about are all referring to Kyle Busch, guys, your two-time Cup Series champion. I mean, my God, that just feels interesting to say, whether you hate him or love him. But this is going to be a very popular paint scheme. And speaking of champion, my God, I like to call this car the Flex car, because my God, this car literally is flexing off that championship that he won, which I find that pretty cool. I mean, Kyle Busch has a very interesting sense of humor, if you get him pretty quite well. But yeah, this is the M&M's Clash car that he drove at the Busch Clash. No, not the Daytona 500, but really cool. I mean, that's cool that they incorporated the champion trophy on the car. I mean, like I said, red is really flexing that sucker off like it's no tomorrow. And with the champion right there on the quarter panel, that is really cool. Well, not on the quarter panel, the deck lid. Then again, I can't know my terminology. Thank you. But really nice. We also got his Snickers white scheme that he recently drove at the Las Vegas race. And might I say, that paint scheme is just a hot mess. The Snickers schemes, man, this car is just a mess. I mean, it might still get made, but God, the Snickers schemes just, besides the throwback car from last year, I mean, God, someone needs to get together with these paint schemes, man, because literally they are tripping like acid when they make these schemes. Because, my God, let's just enlarge the logos and let's make everything all anti-symmetrical and all that. Just, geez, what a mess. And we also got his pedigree car, guys. We haven't seen that sponsorship in a while from Kyle Busch, are also in diecast form. So I believe he's going to be driving this car at, I want to say Dover. So really nice looking car. another longtime sponsor for not only NASCAR, but for Kyle Busch as well. And speaking of more about Clash paint schemes, we got to talk about Mark Truex Jr.'s Sirius XM Toyota Camry. This is available for pre-order in both scales. The blue is a lot more darker, and I must say, I'm digging that. I mean, I did like the teal from last year, but I'm digging this darker blue, guys. It looks really cool with the paint scheme, and it looks like we do get those radio signals as well. I mean, they're not showing off as much as they did, like that 1/87 scale car that I got. Just that car was just so screwed up. And it looks like we got the name banners on this as well, and the title sponsorship banner on the front, so maybe this will be one of the first few diecasts that will have that. But we also got another Las Vegas pre-order to be talking about. Eric Jones bringing back the Irwin Tool sponsorship. I mean, heck, we haven't seen that with since Daniel Suarez, and they failed to get that diecast produced. But really cool, guys. I mean, I mean, this right here is definitely going to bring back a lot of good memories. Would be cool if they could actually put this car in a throwback car to do a throwback with McMurray's Irwin car or Kurt Busch's Irwin car. I mean, my God, man, I do miss the Irwin tool scheme a lot, so that's cool that they brought that back. And my God, that'd be a great diecast to go along with the mechanics collection. But now we got to talk about the bounty truck, guys. One of many bounty trucks that are going to be available for pre-order, but this is one of the first of them. I mean, thanks to Kevin Harvick, we probably would not see this guy in the truck series, but he's back, guys. Chase Elliott in his number 24 Hooters Chevrolet Silverado for GMS Racing. Yeah, Chase Elliott is back in the 24, guys, but for the truck series. So that's pretty cool that they brought the Hooter sponsorship, and it looks like they're incorporating the Night Owl scheme into this truck. As you guys know, that's the new look for the Hooter scheme, which looks really cool. So I believe he's going to be driving this at the Atlanta race. But my God, what a great looking truck, guys. So hopefully Chase Elliott can get it done and get that $100,000 bounty for Kyle Busch, because that'd be pretty entertaining to say the least, because I'm sure people do not want to see Kyle Busch win in the truck series. But hey, people aren't going to complain when Chase Elliott runs, because, you know, he's the most popular driver in NASCAR. So this is available for pre-order in both scales, so gotta love that. We also got John Hunter Nemechek's number 38 Mystique. Mystic? I know I said Mystique. I'm thinking like of X-Men. Mystic Lubricants Ford Mustang for Front Row Motorsports. So really nice looking paint scheme. I forgot when he drove this car. Did he already drove it or not? I can't be mistaken or not. But a very unique looking paint scheme. I would not mind if this car actually gets produced. So really nice. We also got to talk about this car is finally available for pre-order, even though we already know what the scheme was going to look like. If you guys already know the delivery scheme from last year, that's basically what this car is. It's Kyle Larson's 2020 McDonald's scheme, and might I say, what a great looking paint scheme, guys. It looks like it incorporated the white. It looks like how this diecast looks. I mean, yeah, it looks like the McDelivery scheme, but it looks like they took a little bit from Bubba Wallace's McDonald's car and a little bit of Kyle Larson's McDonald's car, and then they had a baby. I mean, I don't know, that's just kind of how I think of it, because they added a lot more white to this car. But it's basically an exact replica of the McDelivery scheme. And, you know, that paint scheme alone was really cool, so that's really nice looking right there. But this one was really surprised because there were leaked photos of the Kyle Larson hauler, and they showed this car on the hauler, so not really surprising, but still was really cool. Another paint scheme that's not really surprising, but we got to talk about. Hopefully it won't get DMP'd, but with how everything has been going, it's only been made in the 124 scale so far. It's the Bubba Wallace Victory Junction car that he drove at Auto Club, or was Las Vegas. But yeah, you know, very unique looking paint scheme. And hopefully it will get made. I mean, we usually don't see that much green colored cars on Richard Petty Motorsports diecast, but this one is really cool. And plus, it's a Victory Junction, so, you know, that's already a great looking diecast as it is. And the final card we talk about to wrap up these pre-orders, as we are literally now almost 40 minutes into this video, so it's gonna be a long one. So I apologize. So I hope you guys are gonna take a little break after this, or, you know, do whatever you can to get relaxed, because my God, we're probably gonna be up there in minutes, just like Diecast Buffet's mega haul video that he did. If you guys have checked that video already, go ahead and check it out, because that was very entertaining. And I believe there's a second part coming in for that, so my God, gotta love that. But got so off topic right there for a second, but final pre-order we talk about, guys, we gotta talk about Christopher Bell's primary scheme for this year, and his number 95 Ream Toyota Camry for the Levi family racing. You know, very interesting paint scheme. I mean, It's basically the exact same paint scheme that he drove in his Toyota Supra from last year, or the last 2 years when he drove the Xfinity Series. So still is cool. I mean, the red numbers, I don't mind it, but I mean, it's really hard to see those numbers, guys. It kind of is. I don't think I changed the font of that car or the font, the number font or whatever. I don't know. I mean, feel free to comment below which, what color number should they do that, or should they do? I mean, call me tacky. Maybe a yellow 95 won't be too bad on this car because I mean, it's cool that they change it to red. It matches the paint scheme, but still is kind of hard to see. But I don't know. I think it's time for a font change for that 95. It's just, I don't know. I mean, the font really kind of looks ugly on this paint scheme, but still is a really cool looking pre-order regardless. And all these pre-orders I just mentioned are available at Plan B sales and at your local diecast stores and Lionel Racing as well. But now time to get on to the turning point of this episode. The final topic we talk about, we got to talk about the cancellations. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be good right here. We haven't really had that much 164 cancellations to be talking about, but that's going to change now. On this episode, we got ourselves, I mean, majority of these diecasts are canceled in either both scales or the 164 scale. So, oh boy, here we go. Here we guys go. So the first one up, we got to talk about an Xfinity car, because I did mention we do have some Xfinity diecasts that are canceled. I think well, like half of these are Xfinity cars. So here we go. We got Michael Onnett's 2020 Pilot Flying J car. This has been canceled in both scales. I mean, Michael Onette, man, he still has shit luck when it comes to getting diecast produced. I mean, besides last year, but not looking like a good start for Michael Onette. I mean, this paint scheme, it has some mixed feelings about it. I mean, I think it's kind of messy, especially with the, I mean, I don't mind this paint scheme, but just what is going on with the yellow, with that, why they put the yellow in the front, man? I mean, it looks so tacky and so out of place. They should just kept it red, and I think it would look fine. I don't know, maybe that's why it got canceled, because a lot of people didn't like that yellow on the front of that car. Just my God. I mean, just, yeah, I mean, not the best looking paint scheme. I mean, it's almost perfect besides that little flaw, but whatever though, it got canceled in both scales. Next up, we got to talk about a diecast that I'm not surprised got canceled since it's basically a carbon copy of last year's, but I still like this paint scheme. I know Diecast Buffet loves this paint scheme a lot because he got the 124 scale version of this car from last year. It's Brad Keselowski's 2020 Worth car. So this car is only going to be made in the 124 ARC scale because the 124 Elite and the 164 scale has been canceled. But like I said, it's the exact same paint scheme as last year, but still is a nice looking car regardless. And this one's kind of insulting, especially with what happened to this driver. We got to talk about Ryan Newman, guys. And this, his Oscar Mayer bacon car. I mean, who doesn't love bacon, right? Well, apparently the 124 Elite collectors don't like bacon because this car got canceled only in that scale. So it will be made in the 124 ARC and 164 scale. But for anybody out there who likes the expensive scale version of this car, the one with more detail. Yeah, detail, all right. Bring back the damn Tethers line now. Jesus. Stop being cheap. The 124 Elite scale, guys, this has been canceled. The bacon car. So, yeah, that's, you know, I mean, it's probably the least it's probably the car that you might not get pissed off the most for the cancellations compared to the other ones. Maybe there's one more in particular that I think people might not get that pissed off, but the rest I'm about to show you guys, there's gonna be a lot of pissed off people because these next three I'm about to show you are all Xfinity cars and they have all been canceled in both scales. So here we go. We got Justin Allgaier's Klondike car canceled in both scales. I mean, I think, well, this is the second year in a row the Klondike scheme got canceled. I mean, this is a great looking diecast. I do like it a lot. And plus, we've never had a Klondike scheme released in diecast form. It looks like it's not going to happen again, guys. I mean, my God. Man, Justin Allgaier, man. I mean, it's always the Junior Motorsports diecast that always get canceled. I mean, this is such a popular team in the Xfinity Series, and they have a lot of potential talent. But, my God, just doesn't seem to have any luck when it comes to Justin Allgaier and his cars. And speaking of potential talent, guys, we got to talk about your Daytona Xfinity win, guys. And no, the race version of this car did not get canceled. It's the standard version. Noah Gregson's number 9 at Bass Pro Shops, True Timber Black Rifle Coffee. The car with too many sponsors. That's all I got to say about that. But the standard version of this car has been canceled in both scales. So the race version is still available for pre-order, guys. But get those pre-orders in because I heard Lionel said that that car is on the DMP alert. So Pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. As much as I hate this BS pre-ordering system, it's the only way we're going to get a Noah Gragson race version. So this one isn't really a big loss because like I just mentioned for like 10,000th time, the race version is still available, guys. But get it while you can because it might end up on the next cancellation list for the next diecast news episode. And another Xfinity card that I might have gave a little hint about on the pre-orders when it came to this driver. Harrison Burton, guys, is number 20 Dex Imaging Toyota Supra, canceled in both scales. And this one kind of sucks. I mean, I know the paint scheme is underwhelming. I mean, a lot of people were expecting, I preferred the Dex Imaging scheme that he drove last year compared to this one. But since he did one in this paint scheme, I think it's kind of underwhelming to see this getting canceled because it screws out the 164 collectors. I mean, yeah, there is a race version of this car, but it's only available in the 124 scale. So the 124 scale, not a big loss, but definitely a big blow for the 164 collectors. Unless we get lucky because, you know, we've had a Toyota Supra diecast released in NASCAR Authentics, so maybe we'll get this car released in NASCAR Authentics, but I can't guarantee it. But I don't know, guys. It is unfortunate to say the least. And the final cancellation we talk about on this lengthy episode of the diecast news. This one might not be too bad because it's only canceled in the 124 Elite scale. It's Ryan Preece's 2020 Continental Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. So finally, we're going to have a 37 car produced in the 164 scale. So that's awesome. We have not had that produced since 2018. Ironically, that's the last car I reviewed on this channel, on my rant review with the Chris Buescher 2018 car. So that's some odd timing right there. I mean, that was not intentional in any way, shape, or form. I don't rig my videos. But, yeah, I mean, this does suck for the 124 Elite collectors. But back to, like I said, with the Ryan Newman scheme, guys. Those two cars, if you're big hardcore Elite collectors, which I know there's not many people of those left because I can't really consider those cars Elites anymore because, like I said, bring back the damn tethers, Lino. It's not an Elite unless you get the tethers. But, yeah, guys, with all that in mind, guys, that is going to wrap up the cancellations and this new lengthy episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. Thank you guys so much for your patience, and I am hoping to get things back on track with this laptop issue, guys. And also, guys, just thank you guys so much for continuing the support of the Diecast News. I'm hoping to have this final season in good wraps, guys. I mean, we still have many more months and many memories to be talking about for the Diecast News, but my God, guys, I am just, even with all the problems I'm having with the computer, I am still going to be dedicated to give you guys this final season of Diecast News, the best season of the Diecast News. So just thank you guys a lot. And another announcement I got to make as well, as I just mentioned early on in the video, I will be at the 2020 Motorsports show for at the Syracuse Fairgrounds in upstate New York. So I will be making an announcement about that in my in the community post on my YouTube channel and also on all my social medias. I have a Twitter and an Instagram and a Facebook, so check it out and stay updated about that because you know that could be one of the few many times you guys can meet and greet the Diecast News guy himself, OBB. So once again, thank you guys so much for your continued support. As now I'm gonna go ahead off and heck, tune in to watch this Phoenix Cup race. So it's been OBB, the Diecast News guy, and until next time, I will see you guys on a new episode of the Diecast News.